Hello, all you bladers. Today we're going to be discussing what would happen if Valt Aoi never bladed, and this is going to be a lot of changes because he is the main character and heart of Beyblade. So, first off, he made a lot of friends in the Beygoma Academy Bay Club, and although they helped him, he also helped them. He showed Shu that you need friends to become stronger, and that being solo isn't always a good thing. He pushed Rantaro, Wakia, Daigo, and Ken and was a good friend for them. So if he had never been there, Shu wouldn't have made it as far as he had been because he would have never realized that you need friends to become stronger and you should have friends overall because being part of a team is good. After all, he turned out to be the owner of the Raging Volts. If he'd never met in Volt, then I'm pretty sure he never would have even gotten into the team. And then Rentaro, Wakia, all those other people would have never been pushed to the limit. Also in Beyblade Burst God, the World Championship. Louis, before in Beyblade Burst, he knew that no one could challenge him. But then after Shu's battle with him, he said, "No one's gonna push me to the edge. No one. No one pushes me to the edge. No one." Right after Spryzen almost beat him but cracked because Wakia cracked his Bey before Louis' match. And then he almost beat Volt, or Volts almost beat him, but a crack in the stadium. So he knew that to compete with all the other Beys out there, he needed a very powerful upgrade. And then Free, I feel like he was just affected with the overall friendship of Volts and kind of taught the same thing as Shu, that you need to be part of the team and being solo isn't always a good thing. And all that, stuff. So I feel like Kurt would have made it to the finals along with maybe Silas. I feel like Louis would have still made it to the finals. Maybe not Shu or Free though. And then Volt is obviously eliminated too. So then that would probably lead to Silas. Or maybe Shu would have been still in there with Legend. No, probably not because he was affected by Volt. So I'm gonna guess Silas, Kurt, Louis, and Free would have been in the finals in Beyblade Burst God. And then I'm guessing, based on the matchups or something, let's say Louis was facing Silas or Kurt. I'm gonna guess that Louis would have won. And then if Free was facing Silas or Kurt, he'd probably win against Kurt. And then Silas actually has a bunch of strategies against Free, and he almost beats him every time, but he couldn't because when he tried light launching and he started draining power from Free just had too much stamina. When he started using his rollers to wear down Free and then attack, the slow motion burst couldn't work. And then I remember there was just one time where he tried not making contact, but Free had too much stamina. So I feel like Free would have won, Louis would have won, and then Free would have won. So if Valt never bladed, Free would have been the world champion. And that's how it would have stayed because the only reason Iger ever bladed is because of Volts. Because Volts, when you think about it, the only reason Iger bladed is because he saw winning Valkyrie and all that power, and that first battle really brought him to like Beyblade. And then if Volt had never bladed, Iger would have never bladed, and that wouldn't have pushed all the people in Beyblade Burst Turbo to get stronger. I don't know if Phi would have been as powerful because Phi might have been affected by Iger. So either Phi or Free would have been the champion. Iger would have wouldn't have anything to do with Beyblade. And then Dante was semi-affected by Volt, mainly by Delta, but Volt was pretty much the leader of BC Soul, and Volt kind of pushed all the people in BC Soul to do better. So if Volt had never bladed, and all of that wouldn't have happened, BC Soul probably wouldn't have been as strong, and Delta wouldn't have been as strong, and that would have led Dante to not blade, and Dante not blading would have led to Arthur and Gwen, and who else? A lot of people not blading, and I think that's pretty much it for everything from Beyblade Burst to Beyblade Burst GT. In Super King, I feel like Silas and Rentaro wouldn't have gotten as strong as they would have been. So I'm gonna guess that the triple battle that pushed Hikaru and Hyuga to create their base would have never happened. and Lane wouldn't have been as strong, and all that stuff, and Super King wouldn't have been there. Basically, Valt not blading affects every series, and the bladers in every series wouldn't have been as strong. That I can't really think of anything else that Valt affects besides the overall like scheme of Beyblade. I do want to talk about some things that are not affected by Valt not blading. So I think that Free becoming champion or staying champion wouldn't have really been affected by Valt, because Free was already #1 and he was already pushing himself super hard. I feel like maybe he wouldn't have unleashed Nothing Break if it wasn't for Valt, because Valt pushed him, kind of like he pushed Shu and everything, but I feel like Free wouldn't have been as affected as Shu or Louie would have by Valt. I feel like Iger would have been the most affected along with Shu. Iger and Shu would have been the most affected. To be honest, Iger would have been affected the most, because Iger wouldn't have bladed like at all, and that would have led to like a lot of things. Like in the Battleship cruise, I assume that would have still happened, but who would the 9 bladers have been? Like, would the Turbo 4 be different? But some things that are not affected by Valt, I think that Phi would have still been strong. I think that Hyde isn't really affected by Valt. I think that Lucifer in general, I feel like Lucifer is kind of like Phi's case, where Lucifer was already strong, but like every time he loses, he just devolves his Bey because he's a big crybaby. Lane is a big crybaby, and yeah. So I feel like Lane is more of Phi's case, where he would still have been super strong, but he wouldn't have been as strong because Valt wouldn't have made Hikaru Hyuga blade, and Hikaru Hyuga not blading wouldn't have made Lane as strong as he is, but I feel like he would still be strong, again, similar to Phi's case. So, Lane isn't really affected, Phi isn't really that affected, Free is more affected than Phi and Lane, but not as affected as Shu or Iger or Louie or the other people. Xander, I feel like Xander is more of Lane and Phi's case, but a bit worse. Like, I feel like Xander would have been weaker, but like not to the point where he wouldn't have been in the finals. Like, I feel like Shu would have been a lot weaker, and Louie would have been a lot weaker because of Valt, but Xander wouldn't have been a lot weaker, just like in the middle. Like Phi and Lane wouldn't, like, only got a bit weaker, and then Shu and Louie got a lot weaker. So I feel like Xander is sort of in the gray zone there, because although his friendship with Valt meant a lot to him, he also had a ton of other things going on in his life, like Renwu and the dojo and Quan leaving and him just practicing karate nonstop 24/7 a day. I don't really do Beyblade theories like this much. The last time I did this was this 4 months ago or 5 months ago with Iger. I do want to do some more Beyblade theory videos, because I feel like talking about the anime is, it's entertaining, and it just like clears a lot of things up, I guess, and it makes a lot of things make sense to me. If you guys enjoyed this, leave a like. And then if you want to see more of these like Beyblade theories, or what would happen if so-and-so would have not bladed, I'm thinking maybe I would do what if Shu had not bladed next, because Shu is like the most detrimental character to Beyblade in general after Valt and Iger. So I think I'm definitely going to do that sometime next week or the week after. If you guys have any requests in general about Beyblade battles or Beyblade triple battles or Beyblade theories or whatever, leave your requests in the comments. Remember, no anime battles 1v1 until the standard stadium arrives, like I've said before 100 times. Also, like I've said before 100 times, no Chozi Valkyrie anime battles until the Evolutions Drivers Awakens. And with that being said, if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button. Our new goal for the likes on videos is I'm gonna say 5 likes, which isn't really a lot. Like, some people say let's hit 500 likes, but I barely have 50 subscribers, so I'm gonna say 5 likes is pretty good for me. I'm good with 5 likes, so get this video up to 5 likes and I'll be happy. If you enjoyed, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss the next upload. And with that being said, thank you for watching. Peace out, and don't forget to keep on blading.